Lose Weight with Macros, the Basics Podcast family. Welcome to a brand new episode. Today, we're talking about 5 lessons that will help you break free from yo yo dieting and find food freedom, flexibility, and your favorite foods by tracking macros for fat loss. You see how I tried to do the alliteration there? Find food freedom, flexibility. But today, we're talking about that because when it comes to macros, when it comes to weight loss, we want to be able to find food freedom. Have you ever been tied down to a diet that says you can't eat bread, you can't eat pasta, you can't eat cake, you can't eat donuts? All they reduce you to is a bag of dry salad leaves, no croutons, no Caesar salad sauce. You get my picture, right, friends? So today, this is what we're talking about. 5 lessons to help you break free from that. So if you're ready, friends, I'm ready. Let's get into today's episode. Hello, Lose Weight with Macros, the Basics Podcast family. I'm your host, Verona. And if you're new here, welcome to the show. I'm a nutrition coach who believes in the power of real life tools to create healthy habits. I help busy women like you get rid of the stress and emotional eating that keeps you from creating resilient, lifelong habits that, quite frankly, you can trust. Instead of giving you another boring diet or workout plan or bland salad and tell you just to eat a whole heap of salad leaves while your family chow down on your favorite meals in the corner and you are regretfully eating that bowl of dry salad, I'm gonna help you learn how to use macros to lose fat, keep it off, and rebuild that confidence that diets often strip us of. That insecurity, that fear, that no longer feeling confident in our bodies that we know we need to get rid of. Friends, if this sounds like your cup of tea, grab your tea, your coffee, and your notepad and pen, because today's episode, friends, is gonna be a juicy one. Now, when it comes to weight loss, we get a lot of information thrown at us. There are so many, more than I can count, different diets and exercise programs out there. It's hard to know what to do, who to listen to, and where to begin. That's why your girl is here, because when you're trying to lose weight and keep it off, you need a plan that works for you. And that, my friends, is where I come in. So I'm the nutrition coach that I help women who are stuck in this cycle of yo-yo dieting, stress, emotional eating, boredom eating. And I'm helping you uncover the root cause of that because there's so many things that it can happen. Some it's trauma, but once we've discovered what your root cause is, we're then building together a sustainable, healthy plan and habits. We've got to have a plan and we've got to learn to stop the procrastinating. Most of us know we procrastinate, but we just don't know how to stop it. And the way we're doing it is through my coaching sessions are designed to help you develop sustainable habits that will last long after your initial goal has been achieved. So if your goal is I need to lose 50 pounds, the coaching sessions and the strategies that we create will be tweaked slightly, but they're designed to help you keep on getting. So macros, mindset, and maintenance are the 3 pillars that I teach my clients, both in Focus on the Fat Loss, which is the group coaching program, which literally we focus on the fat loss, and the one-to-one coaching. When it comes to how you break free from yo-yo dieting, the dictionary actually has the definition diet. Now, if you, friends, are not signed up yet, you have got 6 days to get into the workshop, Ditch the Yo-Yo Dieting Workshop. Now, this is a workshop that I did a couple of years back, and I've brought it back by popular demand. It is a live workshop, whereas in the past it's been pre-recorded, but this time we're going to be live together. So if that's you, join us on Monday, the 23rd of January, 2023, 6 p.m. GMT time. Go ahead to the website vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/diets to reserve your spot. And if you're unable to make this one, keep a lookout on that page for the next one that we do. So why and how do you do this? Now, first off, let's talk about what a diet is. The word diet literally means restricting yourself from food in order to lose weight or for medical reasons. Now, most of us generally don't find ourselves trying to restrict ourselves from food for medical reasons. Now, if you do, you will have a team of medical care professionals with you, or at least they would have had some form of input into this particular plan for you. However, before, at one time or another, I literally did the same thing. I convinced myself that it was a good idea to restrict myself from food in the name of weight loss. And you guessed it, friends. Did I lose any weight? Yeah. But did I maintain it? Hell no, I didn't maintain it. You're probably the same, where you're kind of looking for different diets. No matter what position you're at, I've had busy business women come to work with me because they're fed up of going to TikTok or other internet websites or pages and seeking the be all and end all fat loss pill or supplement. You've got your supplements that come in powder form, but you might be familiar with them, knocking into your DM box and saying, hey, hun, you don't know them, or they might be your friends that you have not heard from donkey's years. Then all of a sudden, they want to give you this quote unquote opportunity to join their team to lose weight and make money doing it. When really, when you're buying their product, and for them being your upline, you are giving them your money. Meanwhile, you're putting more money into this MLM company than you are taking in. In order for you to get some sort of results, you have to be doing it for 6 years and constantly losing weight for 6 years. Friends, this is unrealistic. And this is what many women like myself was once involved in. And I thought, what is this? And the thing is, I got to a point where I was so fat, so fed up, so frustrated that I was willing to try absolutely anything. So that's why when I found macros, the whole doggone game, it changed on me. And I'm like, oh, hello, macros. All I need to do is be accountable for the food choices that I'm eating, making sure that I assess any trends that I have with foods. Do I tend to eat carbs more? Yeah, I know I do. Do I eat more fats? Oh, absolutely go over my fat. And then becoming accountable to this approach. Then I started to actually have women asking me, what do you do? What did you eat? So that's when I started to create programs from it. Now, they're all available on the website, vanutritioncoaching.co.uk, where you can have the opportunity to download the macros guide. If you are completely new to macros and you have no clue what it is, this is an investment free guide for you to actually see, do you have the time, the commitment, the consistency, the passion, the level to be able to track macros? vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/macros guide is where you can download your free guide that I've created for you to be able to just do this without feeling pressured to sign up to something that you don't really know what it's about. So as a mindset coach, cognitive behavior therapist coach, what I'm doing is digging into those things. Now, hear me, it's not therapy. However, there are some therapeutic tools that we can use. And if you've had therapy before, you may be familiar with some of the techniques that we use over in the 6-month one-to-one coaching. When it comes to learning the lessons and learning and understanding how you can break free from the yo-yo dieting, find food freedom, flexibility, and your favorite foods. Have you ever been on a diet before and the diet told you you can't? The minute that you see you can't, you kind of quickly scroll down to, what can I have? Or some other diets might put it in the allowed and not allowed list. So they give you a list of foods that you're quote unquote allowed. Most of those foods aren't necessarily foods that you're used to eating on a day-to-day basis. So for example, if you're a busy businesswoman and you know you've got back-to-back client meetings, you're reaching for your Starbucks or your Dunkin' Donuts or wherever it is you get your coffee from, and you're having 4 or 5 cups of those creamer with sugar in it just to give you that energy because you know you've got to knock it out of the park with your diary today. Instead of doing that, your diet might tell you absolutely no creamer in your coffee. So you're like, okay, I'll just do that for now. Then you realize this is not working for you because black coffee without sugar, without creamer is bitter. I don't know about you. Ooh, but that's torture. It's almost like I can't do without my coffee, but I'm resorting to eating bitter coffee. No sugar, no creamer. I mean, for those of you who can hack that well, you need to tell me. That's some discipline there. Ooh. But you don't stay with that for long, do you? Because only so long until you just fall back into your habits. So how do you do it? Well, one way is to start by tracking your macros. And you start by tracking your macros by getting an understanding of what macros are. Once you've got the understanding and you ask yourself, can I realistically do this? Am I actually ready to be accountable to, one, a woman across the world, all the way in London? I love her accent. But am I ready to commit to her in this way? Is she going to judge me? Is she going to tell me what to do? Is she going to give me a meal plan? Because I've had meal plans in the past and that's kind of what I need now. Is she going to be able to do that? Let me answer that question right now for you. No, I'm not going to give you a scripted meal plan. I'm not going to give you a restrictive meal plan that has just restricting you to just eating more plain, boring foods. I don't even like eating plain, boring foods. Why would I give clients that I'm changing your life when it comes to nutrition and mindset and maintaining all of those good things? Why would I give you or spend time creating a boring meal plan? I wouldn't. It makes no sense, right? I mean, I chuckle because it's like, People really do come expecting me to fix their lives. Listen, I'm going to help you, but you've got to come and help yourself. Now, if you're always used to getting a position where you're getting meal plans and you don't like the foods, stop doing meal plans that are boring and restrictive. Learn how to make your own. Okay, you might not know how to start off with. Download the recipe pack, vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/recipes. That gives you a guide. Many of you will download it and be like, you know what, that's too much hard work. I don't know what else to do to help you if you're in that space. Anyway, number 2, create a cheat sheet of your favorite foods so you can find them easily when you're in a hurry or on the go. Now, there is nothing worse than being hungry when you're out, and all you seem to be seeing is food chains. I'm not even going to name them, but you keep on seeing your favorite food chains one after the other, to the point that you're trying to be like, nope, 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 I don't want to do this. I can't do this. I can't do that. My diet says I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. I can't do this. I'm going to do this, to the point that you just cave because that's all you see, because you haven't prepared and you haven't got a cheat sheet. Now, don't get it twisted here. Cheat sheet isn't cheat meal. I don't subscribe to cheat meals. Don't train my clients to either. Because at the end of the day, it's just you that you're cheating out of getting the results that you're trying to get, really. We are not doing that here. But a cheat sheet would be your go-to meals, your go-to snacks that if you're on the go and you're in between breakfast and lunch, this is something that can tide you over. For example, it could be a protein yogurt with some snacks, but you've prepared that above hand. But it's going to be something enough that you can have that will allow you to be full between breakfast, snack, lunch. So that's what that is when it comes to a cheat sheet. So the next thing you're doing is you're finding ways to make healthier versions of your foods you love that still taste good to you. Caveat here, you are also including your favorite foods, just not as often as you might be doing now. Now, notice that isn't saying you need to cut it out. You need to cut out carbs. Carbs are the enemy. Carbs are this, carbs are that. Nowhere have I said that. I've said you can still include your favorite foods and being accountable to your food choices. This is a woman who actually says and has been released and has found the food freedom and flexibility to include her favorite foods whilst focusing on the fat loss. That's why I called the group coaching Focus on the Fat Loss, because so many times we can focus on the restriction, we can focus on what we can't have, we can focus on what we're allowed to have, what we're not allowed to have, and it just comes like a set of rules that are bound to be broken. We're focusing on fat loss, what it entails, what your mindset's got to be, your mentality, the things that you practically have to do, how to prepare your body to lose fat, how to build your confidence, how to attack the self-sabotage mindsets that come no matter who you are, no matter what business you have, no matter how much you're thriving in your life, in your marriage, whatever you're at, whatever stage of life that you're at, fat loss is to be the focus and closely is the mindset. In fact, it might even be mindset first, then we focus on the fat loss. And so we're focusing on the mindset, the macros, and then we're focusing on how you maintain that and build your confidence, because you become a better confident woman when you know what you're doing, when you know how to navigate your nutrition in a way that you're having the foods that you like, but you're also building healthy nutrition at the same time without it feeling like it's a game of Tetris, without it feeling like you're running around like a headless animal, but you are in control. You sit back in the driver's seat, and that's what I'm empowering you to do when we focus on the fat loss instead of the restrictive things that we get into so easily when we do diets, which is restricting yourself from food in order to lose weight. Number 4, something we don't often get, but we need to start getting in the discipline to have, is getting enough sleep and exercise daily so that your body is getting the nutrients it needs and at least 7 hours of quality shut-eye every night. Now, I know there are some of you who are new moms, so that's not really going to be able to do that. But if you're not a new mom, this is the aim to get to. Number 5, reduce the amount of alcohol. If you can cut it out, cut it out. Caffeine, sugar sweetened beverages, and refined grains, meaning the simple carbs that we love. Now, this is a good one. Now, this is a hard one that many people can have. But if you think of alcohol, apart from the temporary pleasures or feelings and endorphins that you get once you've had a drink, think of the things and the way you feel and the way your body feels afterwards. The aftermath of slurring your words, being verbally aggressive, being physically aggressive, not really being aware of your whereabouts. So you kind of lose your inhibitions. It affects your gut, gives you yeast infections. It can cause arguments. It can cause loads of different things. Yes, it does taste nice, those of you who do drink alcohol, but it can also wreak havoc if we're trying to build healthy habits. Now, if you're somebody who regularly consumes alcohol, don't check out here just yet. You might be like, nah, who's she telling trying to cut out alcohol? Reduce your alcohol. If you're drinking a whole bottle or two of wine to cover up something, you've got to deal with the thing that you're trying to cover up. Stress at work, stress at home, and alcohol or running to the bottle isn't going to solve that. Now, that's a hard message to hear, but that is the truth, friends. If you're struggling, get counseling, get support, get help. Bring a bottle or drowning it in a bottle or a packet of crisps is not going to help. Ice cream, whatever food it is. And you might be like, well, I don't drink alcohol. Great. You don't drink alcohol. You might drink caffeine. You might replace that with sugar sweetened beverages, fizzy drinks, whatever it is that you do. It doesn't have to be alcohol for you. Whatever it is, learn to reduce the amount of food. You don't have to cut it out altogether initially, but if that's your goal, you know how you feel. You've got brain fog right now by having these often all day, every day. It's causing you to gain weight, not just this foods, but the foods as a whole. It's just not causing great things on your body. Some of you might have PCOS. Some of you might have infertility issues because of the way that we eat. That's something you need to discuss with your health provider. They may give you ideas on how to switch the nutrition that we have. There are so many different things and ailments that can happen as a result of the way that we eat that we're often not aware of. I'm not going to go into that kind of episode today, but it's important to understand if you're feeling the adverse effects of the food that you're eating now, why do you want to continue eating those things? Yes, I'm talking about finding food freedom. And that food freedom means you choose what foods to put into your body once you start to recognize how your body is responding when you're building healthy nutrition. Naturally, your body starts to crave those things less and it starts to crave a bowl of oats and a bowl of fruit. Absolutely, it does. You're not going to be there now. But for example, I'm planning to cut out fast food. Starting off the new year hasn't worked very well for me because Wendy's and them fries, you're hitting me good. That hits the spot nicely. However, it's not about having that 3 times a day, all day, every day. Well, if I start to get caught up in those types of old habits, then I'm going to regain my weight real quick, which is what happened when I had my injury on my rotator cuff. I went back to my old habits and drowned my sorrows in food, and I regained the fat. Your girl turned up though. A whole year later, you better believe that I'm feeling better than I ever have. And so that's where I'm talking about. It's not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, mindset, physically in your body. The benefits outweigh those things. But you have to be prepared and willing to get to that place. And number 6, set realistic goals for yourself and celebrate every small victory along the way. Don't get discouraged if progress. It's important to try not to get discouraged if progress doesn't happen overnight. It's not. If you're somebody who attacks this or addresses this at a realistic view, you're going to know that it doesn't happen overnight. Despite that, you're going to do exactly what you need to do to get the results, and you're willing to go the long haul. And one of these other things is to get clear on what it is you want. What do you want to achieve? What is it that you're ready to commit? Not what you want from a coach to this me. Tell me what you can do for me. You got to come and tell me what you want to do for you. Then I'm going to set a plan to help you. Don't come to a call or to work with me. Verna, what are you going to do for me? No, you come and tell me what you're trying to do for yourself, and I will give you a plan as to how we can navigate that. And you need to know, and you need to come with, what am I ready to do with? Am I ready to stop the nonsense? Am I ready to stop the quick fixes? If the answer is no, and you're still trying to go to get like fat loss pills and burners, and you're looking into getting those things, you ain't ready, because you're still desperately trying to hopefully get results from that. If they're not giving you results by now, girl, it's time to stop. It really is time to stop, because it's not going to change. They ain't going to give you the results that you're trying to look for. You deep down know that you've got to give this your all. For whatever reason you're scared or you're afraid or whatever else, I hear that. I hear you, that afraidness of the unknown. At least when you were doing the quick fixes, you know this is what you got to do, this is what you got to get. You've got to come off that, and I can't force you. I can encourage you, but you've got to get clear on what it is that you're trying to do. Come with your mindset different instead of expecting somebody else to tell you what to do. Come knowing that you have this as a goal. We'll map out your plan. In one, we'll map out your plan and we'll get to going. Believe me, it's going to be a challenge. Believe me, your mind is going to attack you. Believe me, your body is going to actually start to crave the food that you eat the most, and that will last for a couple of weeks. Then once you start to do these things, you will start to focus and notice the difference and the change. You're not going to stick to a plan if you don't know what you're aiming for. You can't expect me to know what you're aiming for if you don't even have a plan yourself. Don't come with that mindset and mentality. I'm going to tell you now, If that's the way that you think, this coaching ain't going to work for you, because it's not that, okay, here you go. I'm not that coach. Not at all. Anyway, so that is my 5 lessons that will help you break free from yo-yo dieting and find the food freedom. A lot of it is in the way that we see ourselves, the way that we talk to ourselves, about ourselves, when it comes specifically to the way that we look. Some of us might have a tire around our waist. Some of us, when it comes to hormonal season, we might be a little bit more bloated and we want to rush to the scales, or we want to rush to a quick fix. And then the next month we're doing it over and over again. Let us change our narrative so we can change the trajectory of our nutrition journeys. And that, my friends, is all we've got time for today. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a review over on the iTunes page and share it with a sister friend who needs to hear this. And I, my friend, will catch you in the next episode. Friends, we've come through to the end of today's episode. I hope you learned something valuable from today's episode and can put it right into practice now that the episode has ended. If you found value in this episode, do share it with somebody else who can also benefit from today's episode. My friends, don't forget to download your freebies over on the website vianutritioncoaching.co.uk and also be in with a chance of coming live on air with me to get yourself some free Coach Fridays by leaving your question over on the brand new podcast page. vianutritioncoaching.co.uk/podcast is where you can leave me a question and I'll answer it over here on one of the episodes. And that's all we got time for, friends. I can't wait to catch you in the next episode. Friends, we've come through to the end of today's episode. I hope you learned something valuable from today's episode and can put it right into practice now that the episode has ended. If you found value in this episode, do share it with somebody else who can also benefit from today's episode. My friends, don't forget to download your freebies over on the website vianutritioncoaching.co.uk and also be in with a chance of coming live on air with me to get yourself some free Coach Fridays by leaving your question over on the brand new podcast page. vianutritioncoaching.co.uk/podcast is where you can leave me a question and I'll answer it over here on one of the episodes. And that's all we got time for, friends. I can't wait to catch you in the next episode.